Hi friends, Arik is here, your English coach. Welcome to another episode of the English Mastery Show. Today I want to talk to you about the MP3 player and its role in English learning. Now, MP3 player is a very important part of English learning. Why? Because it helps you create the artificial English environment wherever you are. You can live in Russian-speaking environment, in Portuguese-speaking environment, etc., etc. But here, with this little device, you can have your English environment wherever you go. Now, you can put here on this little device hundreds of hours of English listening materials, and then whenever you have a free minute or you're just waiting for your train or for your bus, you're waiting in a line, you have to clean your apartment, you have to go shopping, you have to walk your dog, you can just put these earphones in your ears and you have English coming right into your brain. That's amazing. Now, truly, I cannot imagine how you can learn to speak English professionally if you don't have this device. Okay? That's why there are some points, because I work with myself on my English learning, and I also work with lots of other people on their English learning. I've noticed several weak points or several points that you have to know regarding the MP3. Just a moment, I have a plan here, what I have to say. Now, okay, now I want to talk to you about different kinds of materials that you can put here on MP3. First of all, you can put here audiobooks. Okay, you can find a very big site called audible.com. audible.com, audible.com, and it's the biggest site in the world that has thousands or maybe even tens or hundreds thousands of audiobooks of different kinds. Now you have to pay there, you have to subscribe and pay there every month, unless you want just to buy an individual book. That will be a little more expensive, but the money that you invest there are it's a very tiny amount in relation to what you get back. Because what you get back, you get several hours of pure English on the subject that interests you, which you can listen to again and again and again until all these structures get imprinted into your mind. Now, so audiobooks is just one type of the materials that you can put here. Now there are several other kinds of materials. You can take YouTube videos again on the subjects that interest you, and you can convert them into the MP3 format. Okay, and then you can upload them on your MP3, and so you have an access to literally hundreds of thousands of different lectures, interviews, some audiobooks again that you can find on YouTube, some maybe motivational speeches, whatever interests you. Okay? So, because it's a very big source of different kinds of information. So, In my case, I have several subjects that I'm interested in and I'm passionate about, and literally I have here tens of hours of different materials about these particular subjects. Okay, the next kind of materials that you can download from the computer is special learning files. You can find lots of special sites for English learning, and they have what's called podcast. Podcast is a little lecture recorded for the internet, which you can download on your MP3. Okay, so these podcasts are use simplified English. Okay, if your English level is not high enough for authentic materials aimed at native speakers. So there is huge variety of different subjects, different topics, different materials that you can download here, and then you can use them whenever you have a free minute. Okay, so this was what kind of materials you can use. Now, next thing I want to tell you about it is why to use MP3, and I called it MP3 versus smartphone, because lots of people nowadays have smartphones, and these smartphones allow us to upload different topics, different things as well, different files. So, and then you can use your smartphone to listen to the same materials that you can use the MP3 to listen to. So I personally recommend to buy this MP3 player because of several reasons. First of all, it's cheap, and you can listen to it while running, you can listen to it while washing your dishes, while cleaning the floor, and even if this device falls into the bucket of the water while you clean your apartment, it's not a big deal because it's not as expensive as smartphone. Okay, so it's better to lose, I know, $20 that you invest in this MP3 than losing, I don't know, like $200 or $300 that you would invest in your smartphone. Okay, for example, I take this device everywhere, and it has fallen on the ground many times and nothing happens. Okay, so, and even if something happens, I can just go to the store and buy another one. It's not a big investment. So that's a great advantage of it. And also its size, look, it's very small. So let's say when you run, when you jog, or when you clean your apartment, or when you walk your dog, it's much more convenient to take this one than the big smartphone. Okay? And the third advantage of this MP3 is that you can dedicate it only to your learning. Like, you don't have there no Facebook, no phone calls, no text messages, just pure English learning. While if you're using your smartphone, you have all these potential distractions for your attention. And your attention is a very precise, is a very important quality to have while listening. Okay, this was MP3 versus smartphone. Next, when you buy MP3 player, you usually get headphones, okay, or earphones. In most cases it's just little earphones. Now, from my own experience, I've learned that in many cases these earphones are not of sufficient quality for us, English learners, because in listening to English, we have to distinguish between different sounds, and it's not always easy, even if you get this sound in a very good quality, but it's much more difficult. It makes it much more difficult when you have your earphones or headphones of a bad quality. That's why it's important to invest some more money and buy some good earphones. Okay, there are lots of good earphones on the market, like in the stores, stuff like that. So you just have to make your research, to do your research, and find a brand that would be suitable for your budget and good enough quality to distinguish between these little sounds and to get your English of the highest quality possible for you in your given circumstances. Okay, that's another thing. And the last one I wanted to talk about, you remember I mentioned that Audible website with audiobooks. Now, not all the listening devices like MP3 are compatible with that site. Okay, they have certain brands of the MP3 players which they work with, and you can't upload their audiobooks onto other devices, and they do it to protect their copyright, so that people don't just duplicate their materials and distribute them for free. So if you want to use that site, which I highly recommend, audible.com, you first have to check if the listening device that you have or that you're going to buy is compatible with that site. Okay, now how do you have to do it? You have to go to Google and you have to type in Audible compatible devices or devices suitable for the audible.com or something of that sort, and then it will bring you to their official site where they actually list all the devices that they are compatible with. For example, MP3 players of Philips company are compatible with that site, at least most of them. SanDisk is the one that I have. It's compatible with audible.com and lots of other brands. But you have to check first of all if your brand is compatible with that site, in case you want to in the future to download their audiobooks. Okay, so this was my little lecture on the MP3 devices for English learning. Now, my name is Arik and I'm your English coach here on YouTube, and thank you so much for watching this video. Give it a like and see you in the next one. Bye bye.